we found out that there was a little bit of agitprop going around Black Lives Matter. So this woman decided to open her mouth and say George Floyd is not a hero. So before she talks for this 4-minute video that I'm going to discuss the details about, because my energy is now peaking back up again, because for some reason my energy just does that back and forth. You're just gonna have to deal with it. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell to stay notified. We upload almost semi-daily, so you should, be here in the comments hitting the like. It's probably oh shit, glucose strong, baby. Me Hulk, me got sugar. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that today. George Floyd is not a hero. I'm gonna make this so quick and easy. I hope that everybody who's anti-BLM, anti-black movements, anti-black people at all, I hope you ingest this one statement and you take it as face value as the thing you should think from now on. Nobody said George Floyd was the hero in this story. Nobody said that. No, literally the sentiment was never about him being a hero or a martyr. This is a right-wing thing. This is agitprop. Literally, I focus, but look at me. Look at my weird fucking eyes. This is agitprop. Agitprop. You're getting railroaded, son. So let's see how she puts this in perspective.
Do not know what happened on the day that George Floyd died. People still do not know what happened on the day that George Floyd died.
We watched it multiple times. The people that were there had to rewatch it during the fucking trial. How you got your own television show and the first clip I ever see of it is it? Oh my God.
I've never even seen any video outside of the 9-minute video that was played over and over and over again on loop, and they purposefully held back just releasing the police cam, which would.
The police people did that. The black, the blue. No way.
Clean up so many of the lies.
And it's amazing the emotional power of the narrative as opposed to the truth, the story they tell.
Bro.
Joe Biden, a man who's been in government since the 1970s, got on television and said, we are an inherently racist society, an inherently racist government. He basically talked about this trial as if it were difficult to get a conviction of a police officer who has killed a person, which just isn't true.
Hardcore grifter. Hold on. Collects and tracks data from news reports and records across the country with his team at the Henry A. Wallace Police Crime Database started tracking in 2005. In that time, the team's data has revealed that at least 140 law enforcement officers have been arrested on murder or manslaughter charges related to on-duty shootings in the U.S. From that pool, about a third were convicted on any charges. 7 officers, just 5, have been convicted of murder during that same time frame, according to research. Because the research data is based on cases that are reported in the media, it may not be comprehensive representative, but it captures a snapshot of okay. The current standard for police force is the 1989 decision that says force must be objectively reasonable and reasons that officers are also forced to make split-second judgments in circumstances that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving about the amount of force that is necessary in a particular situation. Eric Gardner got chokeholded for cigarettes. I don't think we've even heard the officer's name since then.
It just isn't true. If you have the testimony, if you have the evidence, you can convict a police officer in this country.
This is going to come off mad brash. I don't give a shit, but it's going to come off mad brash. It's very funny how, the black community will talk about street justice. George Zimmerman still sold the gun, bro. Was taking pictures with hoodies and Skittles and Arizona kids, bro. Oh, my God. It's It's like, no way, homie. You did this purely out of the sake of like getting leftists mad. Grift.
He was talking about
Grift.
it 40 years ago. People were weeping in the streets when this verdict came in, as if it were not a done deal, as if it wasn't the Derek Chauvin who was the guy under pressure. It's amazing how completely.
Do people not remember the OJ trial? Do we have to go back to that video? We have to go back to that video.
Lois, stop it! Roommates.
Simpson,
Watch the OJ verdict with my old roommate.
we, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Yes. What the hell? What? Maybe we should get new roommates.
Yeah, maybe we should.
How completely the press, working together with the left, has sold this narrative that this is a racist country. I lived out of this country for most of the 90s. This is the least racist country on the face of the planet.
I wonder if there's anything about this man. I wonder if there's anything about that man that says like perhaps something different. I wonder. I wonder if there's something about him that would make him like not see racism.
Think that former Vice President Joe Biden would acknowledge the fact that America is not a backwards racist country, as he stood next to the first black man to be elected as president of the United States 2 times, right? This is a majority white country, 60% white country. It would not have happened. Barack Obama would have never been president had it not been for the fact that America has moved on from race, but they don't want.
Then why did it take all the way to Barack Obama for a black man to be president? What about the birther conspiracy? What about your lawsuit with the NAACP?
Want us to move on from race anymore, and that's exactly where we're getting at.
That's all they've got.
And I want to get to this tweet because I was so physically nauseated by it. It was from the mayor of Minnesota. He says, ready, George Floyd came to Minneapolis to better his life, but ultimately his life will have bettered our city. The jury joined in a shared conviction that has animated Minneapolis for the last 11 months. They refused to look away and affirmed he should still be here today. That's
a shit take. George Floyd came to Minneapolis to better his life, but ultimately his life will have bettered our city. That's that you're using. That's not the sentiment. That was a whole thing. Remember the Kunta Kinte cloths and all the shit, and they were kneeling down. That's symbolism. That's not a sentiment. You have a fucking set that looks kind of fucking cool. I would love to have a set on a show like this instead of I like my LED lights. I'm not gonna play. I like my setup, but fuck that. But like, I'd love to be sitting there with cups that have my name on it and shit. Like,
Brandon, Minneapolis to better his life. When you want to better your life, how much fentanyl do you take?
y'all lucky this shit on YouTube. I would have just ended stream right there. I would have just ended stream right there. Wow, that's just so fucking dark. That's grift. That's not somebody saying something stupid. That's grift. That face right there is fucking grift. That's an emote. I have a couple more emotes lined up. Hopefully they give me the slots for it. That's crazy.
Minneapolis to better his life. When you want to better your life, how much fentanyl do you take?
Fuck you for that one. You literally stood side by side with a man, with Don Jr., and he was all coked up. Fuck you.
It says, I don't know how much fentanyl he's taking to write a tweet like this. If you want to better your life, I think you would start by not using drugs and trying to buy stuff with fake money and resisting arrest from police officers.
There's a video that's gonna drop on my YouTube. Even if you follow the law, fuck you. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I love Cody. Cody the man.
They're just lying.
They're just making up stuff to
Cody the man.
Hatred and vitriol in our country. That guy was a thug. That guy.
Police officers, whoever this fucking guy is, police officers will see you as a thug too. Don't think your fucking glasses and your nice cut suit. I had a nice cut suit and glasses and all that shit, and a police officer still almost shot me. Suck my dick. Like agitprop. Suck my dick.
Like, was a criminal. That guy was
I want to debate him too.
using drugs. He's not an example of anybody. He don't represent me as a black man.
And I hate
But the system sees you both as the same.
that. I want to point that out. I hate when people say to me, how do you not see yourself in George Floyd? How do you not see your brother, your cousin? I don't know. My brother and my cousins aren't ingesting fentanyl, resisting. Why would I?
I was supposed to cover this a long time ago. I was supposed to cover it, and they just redid the article.
See myself in George Floyd? What person goes, I really see myself in this drug addict and this person that's been arrested and faced jail stints 9 times? Why am I forced to see myself because, oh, we have a similar melanin complexion?
It tells you what they think.
Because the system extrajudicially kills black people at a higher rate than everybody else just because they're black. Because their lives are not worth anything. Because if they're making mistakes or they're doing bad things, it's their fault and not a fact of any type of help or assistance they could have gotten to help them alleviate the situations of what they were feeling. Because, of course, as Candace Owens will point out always, you can't be depressed, you can't be sad, you can't be anything. This country's great, and if you don't make something of yourself and you can't make a living, then it's your fault.
Yeah, they feel that's representative.
Well, and his name is now forever synonymous with justice, according to our Speaker of the House. How little must they think of the American people to have...
No, how little do they must think of black people? Just say it.
American people to have that as the hallmark of everything we should be looking towards to better our life and the end goal of where we should achieve things.
No more police brutality? No more authoritative police systems? Fire the bad cops? How are these bad things? What are you reacting to?
Yeah, what happened to the lady that he
Speaker person, Turning Point USA. Of course, that was
They did a home invasion. Where's their justice? What happened to the people, who he probably was selling drugs to? What happened to his family? He's in another city. His family don't live there. Where
they bettered their lives and distanced themselves from him? Like, hold on, run that back real quick.
his family don't live to. What happened to his family? To the people, who he probably was selling drugs to? What happened to the lady that he had at gunpoint? That they did a home invasion? Where's their justice?
He was arrested?
What happened to the people, who he probably was selling drugs to? What happened to his
He was probably selling drugs too. I thought he was a drug user.
family? He's in another city. His family don't live there. How is this man the spokesperson of justice?
Yeah.
How is the movement today synonymous with justice when you look at what Martin Luther King did?
They killed him too.
Didn't beat people up, kill people, burn buildings, loot Louis Vuitton.
The riots, the fucking race riots. We had race riots. We had the civil rights riots. We rioted for 6 days after his death, and that's what made Lyndon B. Johnson pass the fucking right.
They weren't doing those.
You don't even know your history,
Gotten
bro.
a makeover since the time of Martin Luther King. I'll tell you that for sure. And it's really despicable to see the way they are mischaracterizing him. I don't
That's the same word Ben Shapiro used, despicable.
care what you think about him, whether you think that Derek Chauvin should have been guilty. The idea that this man should be hailed as a hero should be sickening to every single American.
Every single American, not just black Americans. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.